Instagram is about to take away everyone's likes simply because simply because they don't want you to go off on the side and being able to say, you know, I get this amount of likes, and charging brands. They want you to have to pay them. See, if you pay them, then that's why we have all these sponsored Instagram posts. And that's why we changed up not having Instagram posts in chronological order.
It's your biggity boy Almonte here, back with another reaction to something that definitely directly affects me. First time I heard about Instagram getting rid of likes and already testing it in places like Canada, I thought it was a great thing, to be honest. I'm like, well, to be honest, now people can't fake likes, or now people won't be so obsessive over likes. Being a creator myself and being friends with other creators, basically all my friends are creatives, I could see how obsessive they get over likes. Literally deleting videos off of their pages just because it didn't get the likes that they thought it would get. A lot of creators do this. It makes me question, are people really doing this because they love doing it, or are they curating their next project based on whether they think their Instagram followers will like it or not? I'm even catching myself like, I'm only doing this video, putting this video to the side, prioritizing these other ideas that I have more because I know that that's more viral material, or that'll give me the adrenaline rush of getting likes more. But it's also directly correlated to my money too, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just likes. You know, a lot of times people be extremely belittling toward online creators and will say, oh, it's just likes, y'all be fiending for likes, or you fiending for clout, you fiending for fame. But at the end of the day, any creator or any artist that's trying to make money off of what they do is for attention. So if you're gonna call creators attention whores, then yeah, I guess. I mean, is that not what we do this for the attention, so that eventually we can either get put on or get signed if you're a singer or a rapper, or so that you have the visibility as an artist to now sell your art to an audience of people, or to be seen and get monetization and revenue off of YouTube? At the end of the day, no matter how genuine we are, we do still want it to generate likes. And so we're going to gravitate towards the projects that we have in mind and the posts that we have in mind based off of what we think is going to get likes, because likes equals engagement, equals clicks, equals money, equals ad money, equals a purchase. I've looked at some of my friends and be like, it's just likes. And I've realized that it isn't just likes. It's never just anything, really. It's most certainly not just likes when you're talking about creators, because creators rely on engagement to gauge whether or not they are profitable, whether or not they're in the red when they've invested all this money in a music video, or they've invested all this money in a skit, or have invested all this money into this outfit, for this lookbook, for this photo shoot. So yeah, all those Insta baddies, they're doing it for attention. All the YouTubers, we're doing it for attention. Duh. That's kind of the point. But definitely putting a number on how well or how good your art is can be toxic. It's a weird balance in between trying to make your art palatable for consumption under capitalism versus, you know, actually enjoying your art because it is your art. So it's a really hard balance, and both can exist at the same time, of course. But I'm starting to feel like multi-million and billion-dollar companies are not going to make a change because of our mental health, you know? So it's probably some kind of money incentive behind it, and I couldn't figure out really what this incentive was and why they were making this change and what would be profitable from it till Nicki Minaj kind of said it. And I'm not posting on IG after this week because they're removing the likes. What should I get into now? Think of all the time I'll have with my new life. I'm guessing by that last line she means that she puts a lot of time into Instagram.
So basically, no. Instagram is about to take away everyone's likes simply because simply because they don't want you to go off on the side and being able to say, you know, I get this amount of likes, and charging brands. They want you to have to pay them. See, if you pay them, then that's why we have all these sponsored Instagram posts. And that's why we changed up not having Instagram posts in chronological order.
I wonder what she means by that chronological order thing. Nicki Minaj. Twitter. Here's another tweet from her that says, they took away your engagements in the first place by disrupting the algorithm. Yes, that's one. Then they boost it to show you how much better this new iPhone is. I mean, how much better this new IG feature is. Let me guess, you don't believe your iPhone messes up when the new iPhone comes out? Yo, why Nicki? Yo, chills. Protect Nicki at all costs, son. What is happening? Whoa. Nicki Minaj is really about to be the dictator of the proletariat. Talking about controlled obsolescence? Come on, son. Celebrities be hinting at shit, and I feel like they know when they hinting at it, you feel me? But you gotta read between the lines. Like, planned obsolescence is basically the practice of companies making a product futile, incompatible with society, or just plain old dysfunctional or out of style after a certain amount of time. They plan a lifespan for a product, and so that you can buy their next product that will replace that product. Because if they made a product that lasted too long and was too durable, then it's not exactly profitable. For example, with this laptop, if Toshiba made the greatest laptop ever, and if the greatest laptop ever just never failed and was super durable and never had any problems, yeah, it would sell great. But then what if they can't top that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to make their next product way, way, way better. They could make it better, but would it justify the consumers buying another product? You know what I'm saying? Buying a whole nother laptop if this laptop works just fine, if they only made a minor adjustment? No. And so they have to make that other product seem obsolete, whether it's out of style or literally coding it so that when you update the software, it starts glitching and the camera doesn't work as much on your phone anymore. It just doesn't look as good anymore. You have to upgrade to like Windows 10 now in order to use certain programs that you've always used before, even though Windows 7 was just fine, even though Windows P was just fine, but now all of a sudden it's much slower on the regular programs that you've already used. That's planned obsolescence. But anyway, let's get back to the specific topic at hand. They took away your engagements in the first place by disrupting the algorithm. Yes, they actually do that very often. They do that on Facebook. I remember when it happened on Facebook, basically all of the Facebook famous people that were like in the millions just like fell from glory. This happened like 2-3 times where people were Facebook famous before, when they were still called subscribers, and then they started calling them followers. Facebook like pages came on. And it's the same thing with Instagram now. Like, now there's no chronological order, and so this even messes with marketers as well, like social media managers that make a living off of managing other people's pages based off of their own knowledge. They take notes on how a platform works and how they can market, and creators, independent creators like me, we take notes on how this stuff works, how to get engagement, how to promote to get organic audience that doesn't need to be paid for. And so that's not profitable. Instagram needs people like me to constantly be paying them money in order to get my videos and to get my product out there, to get my presence out there. And they know that people like me are willing to pay for it if they're desperate enough and they're not getting the same likes that they were before. You know what? Let's just make a little montage, because this is a lot of tweets, too much to even react to in one video. So I'm gonna just throw them in y'all face so y'all can see all of these. This one went over my head, I'm not gonna lie. So if you know what she means by this, please comment down below, because I learned just as much from y'all, if not even more than y'all learn from me, because y'all just learning from me and I'm just one person and y'all just like a sea of like 1,000 comments. So please explain this one for me, because I don't really know how much about how labels and streaming works too much. What sounds more impressive as a business? I paid for an ad and the post has a reach of 10K followers and was shared 500 times and led to 320 clicks on the link in the influencer bio. Or I paid for an ad and it got 9,000 likes. Civil chat. I feel like what this person did was compare different metrics and kind of gave likes an unfair advantage. For the simple fact that they did this, they paired followers with the shares and clicks and put that up to just likes and the fact that the likes were paid for. No one's looking at just one metric. No one's looking at just your followers or just your shares or just your clicks or just your likes in order to gauge whether or not your page is popping or not. Of course, more followers and more shares and more clicks is going to look better than more likes. But more clicks and likes and followers is going to look better than just shares. So it's kind of an unfair advantage to even put one thing against 3 things. Is it truly going to make a difference? It's not getting to the root of the issue, which is people obsessing over numbers in general. They'll just find another metric. They'll just look at your shares. They'll just look at views. They'll just look at followers. Really likes. Getting rid of numbers is not going to stop people's obsession with numbers, and it's not going to stop people from objectifying themselves as just this number value. I thought it wouldn't change much in a simple fact that you can still see your own likes. So clearly that's not about the mental health of the creator obsessing over likes. If they can still see their own likes but other people can't. But in their argument, they'll say that, oh, it's morally superior to get rid of the likes for other people because now other people aren't comparing their likes to your likes. And it's the comparison and the relativity of the issue is what's going to gauge that toxic culture of comparing one another. I think that is true. And you could even argue that it's actually healthy to look at numbers to gauge growth, and that basing growth off of numbers isn't so bad when you're comparing yourself to yourself.
If I follow a trend and try to pretend once, I essentially shoot myself for a fee. One thing that I've learned in the last 10 months, my only true competition is me.
Influencers can literally take a screenshot of their likes and put it in their story in order to showcase their likes to brands. I've seen people literally screenshot their insights from their latest posts and say, if you want promo, 200 for a story post, their private information, but they would rather share their analytics to be transparent toward their sponsor so that sponsor could really see that they're getting real organic growth and that they're not just someone with a ton of followers, they're someone that gets daily engagement. What that'll change is people can only really screenshot and get promo from other small independent sponsors. For example, if I paid another creator to share a music video of mine on their story, is different than if Coca-Cola paid them to put a Coca-Cola in one of their videos. It'd be a significant amount of money. A brand will go off of what they can first see. Likes is part of that first impression. A creator screenshotting their likes and sending it to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is dead not opening that email. I promise you. My thought is like adjacent to hers. I don't think that Instagram wants us to pay. I think Instagram wants the big companies to pay them instead. They're the ones with the huge tens of thousands of dollars. We're not the ones that's gonna pay, Instagram to promote our stuff. The huge multi-million-dollar and billion-dollar companies are gonna wanna pay for a sponsored post on their own individual pages as opposed to sending out their product to creators for creators to post, because Instagram will give them more information about what they get, paying for clicks and views directly, as opposed to trying to reach out to an influencer when they don't even know what kind of likes they get on their posts. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to mean for Instagram. Social media is constantly changing all the time. YouTube has changed so much. Instagram has changed so much. Facebook has changed so much. And people are hitting me up saying, oh, do you think it's going to be the end of Instagram? Do you think they're shooting themselves in the foot? Nah, all of this is calculated. And in a weird, twisted way, these companies know that they're going to get backlash. You don't think that they knew that a celebrity like Nicki Minaj would say something about this? It's only bringing more traffic to this story that they have of them removing likes. Whether it's good publicity or bad publicity in the long run, we just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. Having an online career, I've definitely learned that it's all about constantly adapting, constantly reinventing yourself. Literally one algorithm change can make the top dog social media star just completely fall off, as people say, just because they don't get the same numbers that they do, and make them doubt themselves and doubt their own craft, just because of a simple change. Not even an algorithm, even the smallest feature change on Instagram or YouTube or anything can completely obliterate somebody's career. With this digital butterfly effect that we have that goes on, at the end of the day, these are platforms. These are private companies that could legally change whatever the hell they want to change. I don't agree with it, but business is business. Like, that's literally what the game is. They're constantly gonna keep changing everything on these platforms. And I've said this about YouTube. Like, yeah, I've been one to be complaining on YouTube about all the changes they make, and I'm always complaining about YouTube. But at the end of the day, it's their site. I've always known that at the end of the day, it's their site. They don't have to change anything. So far, there's not no kind of employment laws or anything about the business practices and the relationship between the independent creator and these platforms. These are just platforms. They're not our employers. They have literally no legal obligation to us. So they could make any type of change, and all of those changes are always going to be in their interest. It's never going to be in our interest. They'll make some facade and tell us that it'll be in our interest, like saving our mental health and our obsession with likes. That's all just to make us feel good about what we're doing and to continue being their lapdog. At the end of the day, they're going to do what they're going to do. It's sad, but this is not the first, and it's not going to be the last change. There's going to be a lot of unethical stuff going on the internet in the next 20 years. more than already is happening, and it's gonna all be legally too, because there's no real laws, there's no real regulation much for how a company changes its TOS, because they're a private company. There's no democratic way, of creators deciding that. The people on the platform that are powering the platform, the workers, literally don't own the means of their own production. Even though we think we're independent and we're creators, try to make your own website. Try to make it as poppin' as YouTube. See how far that's gonna get you. I could tell you from experience. It was the Biggity Beast from the East, Almonte, and I'ma did holla at you. Almonte. Out.
They got me torn between my mind and my soul, blind as I go, inside of a goal of wishing I could rewind and control the time of the flow. With either rhyming or grinding for dough, or having the lyrics keeping the game tied to the bow. Rhyming should know I come from the era of murder scenes, where they handing out nightmares to people who learn to dream. While you think they murder king, negative overpowers positive. Someone is harm like life, we learn to swing.